name's Janet. I had a house in Indianapolis, and I live in West Virginia. I hadn't seen it in many years, and my tenant had quit paying rent. And so I needed to do something with the property, and I had gotten lots of phone calls and postcards and letters daily. And just happened the day that Max called, I guess it was Max, that I was just at the end of my rope and decided something had to be done. And I had talked to a realtor who didn't get back to me, a realtor in Indianapolis, to get a price on the house. And then I talked to some other prospective buyers, but I just kind of liked Max, and he was very understanding, and he got back to me when he said he would. So I decided to work with him and your company. I had the name, a friend of mine who's in Indianapolis gave me the name of a realtor that he trusted, and I contacted him, and he said, I'm on vacation, I'll get back to you when I can, and he never did.
Okay.
So, he just dropped the ball. And that was one thing I liked about Max, was that when he said he would get back, he did. I mean, he just was very, very diligent about answering my questions, and whether it was a phone call or a text, he was very good about keeping in touch. He had someone, or he himself, contacted my tenant and explained to her that, the grace period was over. And of course, she was reluctant to even believe that was happening. And I liked her, but I had told her for months that I couldn't do anything. If she didn't pay the rent, I was going to have to sell. So Max talked to her, and they sent people to the house and took pictures to show me what the house actually looked like, which I thought was very accommodating. And it was just like, he said, we're going to take over, and you're not going to have to worry about anything from now on. And that's what happened. I was very concerned about the tenant. I didn't know how she would respond, and she didn't respond to me, but I didn't have to worry about that anymore. And that was the blessing of what happened, is that there weren't any worries. He did keep me in the loop, and either he or his people did whatever needed to be done. And we set a date for her to be, they gave her a grace period of longer than the law called for. And so I thought that was going to be the closing date, but they actually closed several days before that, which was a really nice surprise. And the closing went just very smoothly, even though I was in a different state. All the papers came through, and I signed them electronically, and the check came.
Yeah.
I had some questions about some of the documents, and I sent them to my attorney, and he said they looked good to him. So I told the closing coordinator, just send them on, and she told me exactly what I had to do to sign them and get them back. I had to go to the bank and have my signature notarized, but that was no problem because the bank's just around the corner, and they're real friendly, and they don't charge.
Yeah.
So that was the only thing I had to do, is go to the bank and get the notary to authorize my signature. And then they even took the papers and sent them back to the closing company for me from the bank. It was so painless. And it just was very smooth and very coordinated. Everything was. That's a little difficult because I was a realtor for over 20 years. I do believe in realtors, and we earn our commission.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of background work. I'll say, first of all, the good thing about a real estate agent is when they find a buyer, the buyer's been cleared and the deal will go through. However, the market right now is so busy that a lot of realtors don't even have time to talk to you. That's number one. Number two, this company that I worked with had the money. I didn't have to wait for a buyer to be approved. So there were no hoops to go through that you usually have to with a real estate agent. And the time is of the essence is one of our favorite sayings. And that just means we know how important time is. And this company was fast.
Yeah.
They were a lot faster than I even anticipated. So the contrast, is mainly there's no hoops that you have to go through like you do with a realtor. I know that a lot of people don't like to pay the commission and all that. I feel like realtors earn what they get for their commissions. However, this company paid the closing costs. And so, it just doesn't get any better than that. I just can't say enough about how nice it was to have somebody like Max who answered every question and did that in a timely manner and put to rest any worries I had, took care of every problem that came up. I had no concerns or no questions that were unanswered. It was just a wonderful experience.